I think this is the test of Mikel Arteta now in Arsenal, is this mental barrier, this narrative now of being bottlers. Arsenal, eh? Yeah, could be doing it again. I've locked myself out the shed, by the way, if you're watching the videos, and hence the reason that you can see that I'm not in there, so I'm waiting on the locksmith to come around and be able to get myself back in. But Arsenal, here we go. I'm not going to get clickbaity and over-exaggerated about the whole thing, but what I do want to say is, for me this season with Arsenal, we've seen Arsenal can get to this point for the last, two, 3 seasons at least, maybe an extra one. We've seen that they can do that. However, it's this part of the season till the end that we haven't seen that they're able to get over the line with yet. So I was always kind of sitting back after the Brentford game thinking, okay, let's see how they go and do. They've got that game up against Wolves during the week where everyone's going to be watching. There's not really a lot going on in the football world. It's been the FA Cup break. They've got to go play Wolves. And I'm watching it last night. Within 4 or 5 minutes, Rice plays the ball in. Saka on his little number 10 rolling in the hole, looking good, 1-0. And to be quite honest, I thought they'll be fine. They'll go on to win that 2-0. Maybe Wolves get a goal and it's 2-1, but they'll go on to win that 2-0. So I never thought anything of it. Continued to come home and watch the TV show Hunters on Netflix, watching it with Holly. It's decent. And then I'm constantly checking the score on my phone. It does go 2-0, and you think, yeah, Hincapié goal, Gabriel assist, all of that type of stuff. Then it goes 2-1, and I've seen the goal, and it's a great goal from Bueno. And it's one of those that just lifts the crowd a little bit of Wolves, and they don't really have a lot to be down and out about. They may as well go for it a little bit. And I just thought, okay, interesting. And then I tuned in for the last 5 minutes or so, just as the goal happened. And you think, oof, massive that, absolutely massive. And then Jesus loses his head. Arteta's looking frustrated on the sideline. He's running to a set-piece coach and pulling him back. And you just think this was always going to be what the test is. I think this is the test of Mikel Arteta now in Arsenal, is this mental barrier, this narrative now of being bottlers. And the fans are going to get wound up. Rival fans are going to wind yourselves up. You need to be able to stay calm, and they showed a lack of composure. Now, what I did like was Arteta's interview and press conference after. He seemed quite calm. He didn't seem to want to blame anyone, the referees, the weather, whatever it may be. He seemed calm and said, we've got a great opportunity in a derby game at the weekend to go ahead and get ourselves back on track. And that's just all they're going to have to do. And if they can do that, if you have a little slip up, go and win the next game. But it's a derby game against Spurs, who have been horrendous, but it's a new manager, so you've no idea what they're going to do. You've no idea what they're going to be like. And it just changes things and makes it very, very interesting. And this is where we see what they're made of. This is where we see what they're made of, because we've seen them get here a couple of times, as I said. And I really do think Arsenal's strength about the defensive solidity is also their weakness. It's the weakness in mentality. I said literally just as Saka got the goal last night, 1-0, to my brother Matthew, that you do just still feel like Arteta's first thought and main thought is the cautiousness. And I'm not going to get into the debate about opening up and Eze and how they play and all that. We've had millions of conversations on that. That's all been discussed many a time. But I just sometimes think in these moments, that strength of being solid defensively and just, kind of just foot on the brake just a wee bit as you're going down that hill fast in the car. You're not flying it down. I just think there's an element of cautiousness to them. And it's a huge strength, as I've said, but I do think that could be their weakness. And when you have Pep Guardiola behind you with Erling Haaland up front, who's started to come back into his form a little bit, he's gone through that little goal drought that he always has, then he comes back into it, it's just worrying. It really is worrying. So let me know what you think, Arsenal fans. Are you going to get over the line? And I've said this about the Scotland title race with Hearts too. Very rarely do you run away with a league title. I think very much so, from a Liverpool point of view, after waiting that long to get our first one that I seen. We ran away with it in the COVID season, and we were too far ahead for us to really lose it, and it was comfortable, and you were just waiting on it mathematically being possible. And that's obviously the best and easiest way to do it, but how rarely does it happen? It really rarely happens. So Arsenal fans, let me know how you're feeling. Are you still going to get over the line? City will be licking their lips now, and you've got the derby. So as much as Arsenal as a side should really be putting Spurs away, all those factors of the new manager and everything come into it. and the derby factor come into it. So let me know your thoughts. Neutral fans, let me know your thoughts as well. Put it in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the videos. Hoping to get back into the shed for at least Sunday to record the kind of wrap up of the weekend and everything. But if not, early next week, all right? So hope everyone has a good end to the week. Enjoy it. And as always, until the next one, peace.